she's so fine. Hell of a hell of a blows my mind. Hell of a lights my day.
What's good, guys? This story is coming out of New York City via the New York Post. New York City woman killed by a stray bullet in wild gang shootout. Now, I know a lot of people will hear that and think, oh, it's a big city, that happens every day. We should not be desensitized to stuff like this. This should not be the norm. We should not be okay with this stuff. And to bring you this story, I have to take it back a step. So let me do that. Now, this story came out on March the 5th. Bail reform, significant reason for crime spike, NYPD says. The NYPD on Thursday blamed the state's bail reform overhaul for this year's crime spike, saying that 482 people arrested in 2020 were cut loose only to reoffend. Those perps were responsible for a total of 846 crimes, 299 of which are among the 7 major felonies tracked by the department, including 1 murder, NYPD stats show. Police refused to provide details on the murder of Thursday of that week. But all of the 482 suspects could have landed in jail prior to January 1st when the state's new bail reform law kicked in and prohibited pretrial detention in most misdemeanors and some nonviolent felonies, the NYPD said. Quote, each number represents a victim, Police Commissioner Dermot Shea said in a statement. We will continue to work hand in hand with New Yorkers and our law enforcement partners to zero in on the drivers of crime and deliver justice for the victims. The department has posted increases to reported crimes over the last 2 months, even as arrests have plummeted. There were 16,343 major crimes reported in the first 2 months of 2020, compared to 13,648 over the same period in 2019, for an increase of 2,695. The 299 major crimes by bail reform beneficiaries comprised 10% of the spike and 1.8% to the city's crime for the year. Separately, police said more cases are being scrapped before they even get to trial than in previous years. According to the NYPD, Big Apple prosecutors declined to prosecute 803 crimes in January and February, 11% of all non-bail eligible felony arrests made during the period. Over the same period last year, district attorneys declined to prosecute 527 cases, or 6.7% of all non-bail eligible felony arrests. Quote, criminal justice reforms serve as a significant reason New York City has seen this uptick in crime, end quote, the NYPD said in a release. Police did report a drop in reported murder and rape cases in February for the second straight month, despite an overall 20% jump in the 7 major crimes over last year. The department said it is taking steps to compensate. Officials said 15 hotspots where street crime has spiked will be targeted for additional attention, including increased car and foot patrols. Cops currently on administrative assignments will be reassigned to crime-fighting roles, collecting, quote, overtime as needed, end quote, the release says. The department will also increase its focus on youth crime, including a youth forum and strategy meetings with city prosecutors, probation officials, and the Department of Education. We will continue to use precision policing to target enforcement and deepen our work with communities to fight crime, Mayor Bill de Blasio said in a statement. Now, back to the story I just talked about. So as I said, this story came out yesterday at 11:19 p.m. That's a picture at the scene in Queens. A 37-year-old Queens woman suffered a fatal gunshot wound to her head after being caught in the crossfire of 2 feuding gangs, law enforcement sources told the Post. Godela Ballinas was killed in the Woodside houses around 8:15 p.m. Friday at the intersection of Broadway and 48th Street. Police got a 911 call from a resident of the public housing complex saying that about 5 or 6 teenagers in 2 groups were exchanging gunfire as they chased each other through the building, according to sources. When the shootout spilled onto the street, the innocent bystander became an unintended target. The victim lived nearby on 48th Street. She was pronounced dead at Elmhurst Hospital. Quote, I heard the gunshots, like 5 or 6 gunshots. I hear somebody screaming, there's a lady down on the floor, end quote. Witness Zal Al-Radi said. Quote, and then I come out, and all I see was blood on the floor. It was so loud. All I heard was... It was unbelievable. All you heard was cops coming like crazy, end quote, the witness said. A neighbor who heard the shots blamed the violence on the city's controversial bail reform measure that we just spoke about. That's a picture from the scene. Quote, I just heard the shots. Bang, bang, bang. There was a shooting here last summer. These projects used to be good. Now it's all gangs. No bail. You get locked up, you're out the same day, end quote, the neighbor said. No arrests have been made and an investigation is underway. I mean, that woman was minding her own damn business and just boom. And that happens so frequently. So frequently. It's terrible. These gangs have gotten plumb ridiculous. So I just wanted to bring this story to the channel. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Have a great night.